Group 6, and today we're doing a review on Pocket Pharmacist. And upon first glance, the Pocket Pharmacist homepage doesn't seem like much. It resembles the Google homepage, just a simple page title and a search bar, which says it is for MedSearch. A given example within the search bar says to enter a brand name or ingredient. The sample drug chosen to type into the search bar was simvastatin. After typing that in, it brings up all the drugs with that specific ingredient. Brand name Zocor was then chosen. After selecting a drug, it pulls up a separate page detailing the medication. Here it is bolded at the top. Drug class, product, ingredient name, simvastatin, brand name Zocor, and a dosage form, ODT and tablet. There are 5 boxes beneath the initial description area. These are titled Indications and Dosage, Max Dosage and Adjustments, Interactions, Precautions, and Side Effects. Under the heading of Indications and Dosage, there are 2 links showing what the drug is used for: cardiovascular disease prevention and high cholesterol. When clicking each individual link, it displays the typical dosage used to treat each disease state.
So here it's showing that for high cholesterol, initially the dosing is 10 to 20 milligrams once a day, taken in the evening. Usual dose range is 5 to 40 milligrams. That's just an example for the high cholesterol. The next heading would be max dosage and adjustments. This shows adult dosing. Typical, the max amount for adults would be 40 milligrams per day. And then children dosing, if they're older than 10 years old, they can take up to 40, and if it's under 10 years old, they shouldn't take it. Adjustments would be if they have liver disease or kidney disease, you wouldn't take it if you have liver disease, and if you have renal disease, it shows the specifics here of whether you can take it or not. Under the Interactions tab, it just goes over different medications that might interact with this particular medication. For instance, Gemfibrozil, it's not recommended to take simvastatin with Gemfibrozil. And below that would be precautions, again with the liver disease. Don't take it if you have liver disease, and it's a category X for pregnancy, so you would not take that if you are pregnant or nursing, because it could harm the child. And finally, it goes through some side effects: 5.9% stomach pain, joint muscle pain, constipation, so on and so forth. And then we also have an app for this program here. So it's not just online, it's also an app, and Alona will take it from here.
Yes, let's look at app in more details. From the home page of the app, one can access features such as drug search by drug name, class, and indications. Also, you can review drug-drug interactions. For example, here we wanted to check for interactions between simvastatin and Gemfibrozil. The interactions, precautions, and side effects are displayed in 3 separate categories. The interaction box does not go into detail, but simply says that 2 drugs should not be used together. The precautions tab goes into further detail regarding the effects of drug interaction. We see that using these 2 drugs together can cause breakdown of skeletal muscles. There are links under the Resource tab that guide you to outside resources, such as where to find a doctor and a separate pill ID apps. Our overall impression of Pocket Pharmacist website is following. The site is free of cost, is fairly easy to navigate. The vocabulary used is medical, but not overly complicated in nature, thereby it could be comprehended by a layperson. The major limitation of site is its lack of complete clinical information. It is not detailed enough to be used in all cases by clinicians. Also, it references outside sites for some information, so the site is not a complete database on its own. The source can be useful, but there are better sources out there, especially when it's used by clinicians. An example would be Hippocrates, which goes into greater detail and has a more complete database that does not rely on outside sources for futures.
And that's everything we have. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.